Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and others of the great millstone. This is I know Yahweh with the beloved truth. We might not be as eloquent as the top scholars in the world, but the truth that we have overshadows everything. Us brothers, we have to know that. All right? We have to know that without a shadow of a doubt, that what we know through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, trumps everything in the world. This is true. All right? Hey, through the spirit, the thought came to my mind. And it's evident that we do have the top knowledge in the world. Okay, because every time somebody comes up against us, they're confounded. Most High made it so, man. We got to know, and we brothers went through these scriptures, went through certain scriptures, and we know these things, like the scriptures talk about, their wisdom shall fail them, they shall be confounded, you know, and, and you got these scholars and, these notable, what I should say, noble men on this earth, man, that they went to hell and back for their degrees, did 12 plus years after they get out of high school, they go to theologian schools and so on and so forth, but none of that amounts to what we know, and the only way they can overthrow us, is if we don't appeal to them, if we're not PC. It's one thing to be PC, but it's another thing to be truthful, honest, and that's what we are. We add that to the world. The world is lying to each other, to everybody, man, deceiving and being deceived, as the scriptures say, man. And everybody looks up to, these honorary, these leaders. Most High is not dealing with them. Okay, the Most High is not dealing with them. So Salakia, I'm gonna get some scriptures. It was just a thought that was on my mind. I'll go through some scriptures, and Lord willing, you brothers be edified. All right, so give me a second here. All right, so this is Sirach chapter 1, okay, verses 1. All right, you got the prologue in there, but this verse 1. All right, it says, all wisdom cometh from the Lord, and is with him forever. Who can number the sand of the sea, and the drops of rain, and the days of eternity? Who can find out the height of heaven, and the breadth of the earth, and the deep, and wisdom? Okay, so who can do all these things but the Most High? That's how we know through the Spirit the Lord increased knowledge, man. The Lord increases knowledge. All right, they tell you that. I think it says Paul watereth, or something to that extent. He watereth, but the Most High give the increase. Salakia. Let me go ahead and get that real quick. All right, so 1 Corinthians 3:6. I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High give the increase. All right, so then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth increase. Now, we understand that we got leaders and, elders, apostles. Through the Spirit, the men are great men because they're worthy to push the word. All right, from generation to generation. Jake, in a lot of cases, Jake could use this to disrespect the elders. That's not what this is about. It's about honoring the elders, honoring our apostles. But I don't want to get too far off course. But the Most High gives the increase, and we understand that He gives a dispensation of pretty much understanding and knowledge and wisdom to whom he sees fit, man. Even Esau dealing with the so-called white man. All right. You read Second Ezra chapter 4. First time I heard it broken down was by Elder Ayathun. You know, he's able to measure, the wind. He's able, to recall days of the past, as the scriptures say, man. Because Uriel was talking to, you know, he's talking to Ezra, and he was, can you measure the weight of fire? Can you measure, the wind? I'm roughly paraphrasing, and Ezra wasn't able to do it, but Esau, they're able to do it only because the Most High has given them the wisdom. All right. They can recall, the days beforehand, all right, with their technology. But we understand the Most High gives them this, and the scriptures say, thou art wiser than Daniel. And Daniel was a wise, he was pretty much the wisest of his time, That's why, Nebuchadnezzar and certain kings would go to him to break down visions, break down parables, hard sayings, etc. Because he was the GOAT of that time, man. He had the sauce. All right. And now we have the sauce. Okay. We are the salt of the world. All right. And we have the ultimate undeniable truth. Now the world is not going to accept it. Of course not. All right. Because it's beyond their recollection. It's beyond their understanding. And quite frankly, their vessel's not worthy. All right. They're vessels that are not worthy. All right. So Salaki, let me go ahead back to that Sirach. So watch this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verses 4. Wisdom hath been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. I was just going over this word, my significant other. And in a sense, the word just means order. Okay. The makeup of things, basically, I'm roughly paraphrasing now because I forget exactly. I don't want to fondle with the phone too much because I know it's going to crash on me. But, it says wisdom hath been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. All right. The understanding of his order, the understanding of his omnipresence, right? The understanding of, his wisdom and understanding, so the Lord, the Most High, the wisdom was before all things, man, and here you got Esau denying it's a word, the intelligent design. He denies it, man. But yet he has technology, to pretty much propagate himself as being somewhat of on a level, being somewhat of a demigod or something like that, with his transhumanism. Everything he's gotten is because of the Most High. And they forget that, man. But the Most High has confounded him with that same wisdom that he gave them, He's confounding them, man. Letting them know that you're not the only ones, man. And the Most High is going to make he going to make his name a sure thing in the earth. And they're going to know, man, through destruction, through constant reproof, the times to come, man. The Most High, he's taking the foolish of the world to confound the wise. That's how the Most High, and that's beautiful because, the Most High is going to be the one praised alone in that time, man, because he's the one, man. He's the one from the beginning, Verse 6, it says, to whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed? Or who hath known her wise counsels? And really, no, man, because we really haven't reached a pinnacle of that level of understanding. Here it is. You got these these whatever you want to call them. You got these scientists that say we can only use 10% of our brains, and then they make movies like Lucy and how she's able to become a celestial being. So we still haven't reached levels of understanding it, even though we have somewhat of some technology, which the technology is primitive. It's primitive. Flying cars, you know, that's primitive. We had I'll just say like telecommunications, even in the ancient world, with the crystal ball and so on and so forth. I mean, they have made these things wicked. The wicked have, they run the earth now, so they corrupted everything. But we had this technology in the beginning, you know, from the wisdom that the Most High has shared. He's only shared a small portion, but the point is that the Most High, man, wisdom comes from the Most High, man, and wisdom was here before the so-called white man, before us. Okay, you know, and he's going to reveal it to whom? To the lowly, man, to the meek. Okay. So like, let me make sure I hit my points. All right. So it says, unto whom